XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if you refer to our analysis in my last video when the price was here, I mentioned we're looking for the price to drop to break this low. As you can see, it's happened. Now we're looking at this correction. Okay, now the thing is, how complex can be this correction? Okay, and we need to know whether this one can give us one more drop or not, but how are we going to trade it? But if we get any buy setup, we can look for buy. All right, but right now we cannot jump into the trade. First of all, we start with higher time frame. We see how we can trade it. First, if we move to daily chart, in my last analysis, we mentioned that first, when the price was within this move, we were expecting the price to retest 0.36, following by 0.34, because we're putting in relative to this. That's why we mentioned we're looking for down move. This is what we get. Price couldn't continue and reverse. Okay, now we need to know that first of all, we were expecting this one. If this one continue and break this top, following by this top, mostly we'll focus on this. Then from there, we can expect for the continuation for the up move, but we can expect to get the correction. But the price retest this low 0.36 or 0.34, then we don't need to look. I mean, we don't, the possibility if we get that is already less. That means we can get the, if the price continue, we can get the bigger correction for continuation. Okay, but right now, what I see here, since last 2 days, we can see this shadow here. That's why we need to know how we're going to trade, whether this is the one is going to give us the price to drop, retest at least 0.36 or this low, which is 0.36 or 0.34, or there is a continuation and the price easily can break 0.65. Because any of them can give us a different, either the price break the 0.65, then we don't expect the price to retest 0.36, or if the price drop from here, still we can look for 0.36 following by 0.34. Okay, that's why now the only thing is we need to care about this. If we want to look for buy, what we want to get the continuation. That means if we get the buy, if we see the base moving is really corrective, we don't need to stay with the trade. We need to manage it if can. If not, we take over the trade. In this case, we move to forward chart. All right. As we can see, this is what we have. Right now, we're looking at this correction. And relative to this, we want to see whether can we get any buy and the price can break 0.65 or not. Okay. But the question is how complex this one can be. If we want to trade within this correction, we need to be quite careful. Okay. And now if we move to 1 hour chart, the first things, if we want to look for buy, what I prefer, if there is a continuation, at least I need to get the flag or small correction. If I get any trade with the breakout of this top or here, we start to manage, move the over stop loss to break even, because the question is how complex can be this. Because if I look at this as a one internal correction, then we can expect one move up, the price can drop in relative to this before move. Okay, or this is the only correction, 1, 2, 3. But usually when we have a 3 wave should be internal correction. But what if I put this one as a 1, 2, 3, this is the internal one, doesn't have any 3 waves. The last one have a 3 waves. That's why maybe we can get one move up, then we will have this too, one more drop before we get the next move. If we look at this correction, this is how we can look at this correction. By the way, any buy setup continuation with the flag, we take it when the price break. It depends how we get the trade. This top or here we start to manage. If there is a continuation, we keep. If not, we take out the trade. That's why I mentioned maybe this one may turn to a more complex correction. But usually when we have this kind of the correction, we can expect as well the price to drop. Now the question is whether we want to look traders, they want to look for sell or not. It depends. Okay, as we know, the way the XRP is moving sometimes is not following the pattern. All right. Also, there is a possibility the price sharply drop from here and even retest 0.42. Okay. Now the thing is, that's why if we want to look for buy, we need to get a continuation with the flag. Then from there, we can look for buy. And if we want to look for sell, either we put the entry below this, but it's very risky because easily price can tag and reverse. Okay. It depends on the traders. If they have a experience, they can manage it. They can have entry below this. And what we want price tag, break and continue. If the price tag within 1 or 2 hours maximum is not moving, we don't stay with the trade. Or They wait for the breakout with a sharp move. The next flag, if they get, they look for sell. Okay, but for long term, we are more interested in the buy for the XRP. That's why for me, if it's drop, if I don't have the proper trade setup for sell, I won't trade the sell. I let it the drop, any reversal, for example, this is just as an example of any reversal, I will take the trade. Okay, and by the way, right now I'm looking whether I can get any trade setup here with the breakout of this top or not. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.